It is time for Rich Rebel Sports on 98.3 KADQ and MyLocalRadio.com. Rebel Sports brought to you in part by the Rich School District, Evanston Regional Hospital, Ready, West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, the Come On In, the Station on Main, Les Schwab Plains Tire, Stacy's Repair, Summit Pizza, Little Springs Water, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, Elling Ford Brothers, Hometown Drive-In, the Town of Woodruff, T7 Propane, Bear Lake Realty, Independent Software Solutions, McKay Frankham DDS, and the Crawford Trough. Let's go to the Les Schwab Plains Tire broadcast booth and join the voice of the Rebels, Aaron Poling.
And welcome inside the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth as we are stationed in Wendover, Utah at Wendover High School as the Rich Rebels hit the road. Finished off this little mini 2-game road trip as I take care of Tintic yesterday. Today they have Wendover in Wendover as not too long ago the Rebels were able to beat Wendover in 3 sets. It's time for the Summit Pizza pregame show. As we come back, we'll have your scene set for today's matchups. You're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KADQ.
When pizza is calling your name, order a Summit Pizza. With homemade dough and all fresh ingredients, every pizza is a culinary masterpiece. Owners Thad and Melissa Willis are Rich High School alumni. They continue the Rebel tradition of excellence and service. Feed your taste buds, feel the happiness with a fresh homemade pizza from Summit Pizza. Don't forget the Doodles, a Summit Pizza original creation. Summit Pizza, 70 West Logan Road, Garden City.
Welcome to the town of Randolph, located in northern Utah. The first group of settlers came from St. Charles, Idaho in March of 1870. We are a town of great extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 degrees in the winter, and we hold the record for the coldest temperature ever recorded in Utah at minus 50 degrees. Randolph is a small, friendly community that strives to preserve our rural heritage and small town feel.
What's up, peasants? Because I thought it'd be funny, and everybody was like, I wasn't going to do it originally, and then I told everybody about it, and they're like, you have to do this. You have to. I'm like, okay, I guess I will.
No, I agree. I think the speech was definitely something that I enjoyed. I know a lot of other people enjoyed, and it's funny. Some people enjoy being called peasants, especially by royalty.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I remember I was sitting there, I'm like, I'm going to have to say something after this. I'm like, I better not say anything bad.
In all seriousness now, you are in the middle of your senior year. I mean, what's it like to be a senior? You're now one of the older guys on campus that some of the younger kids look up to.
I like giving advice to people. I feel like I owe it because I see seniors before, they gave me lots of advice and helped me out. Some of the guys like Eli Brooks, Riley Creel. Riley Creel was a great leader in that locker room before. And I just feel like it's nice to be able to be able to shed some light on some subjects for upcoming freshmen and stuff like that.
So to the gridiron, you guys are now 4-1 after beating Kemmer. What has gone on with this football team that you like so far this year? It seems like you guys are a real close-knit group.
Yeah, we are. I mean, I feel like we've just been a close-knit group ever since the weightlifting. I mean, I wasn't there for most of the summer because I was up in Wisconsin, but I made sure to keep lifting weights. But when I came back, man, I remember everybody just, I just felt like I was accepted right back into it. And, I feel like this has been the hardest we've lifted weights in my 4 years of high school because, looking at it, everybody was sitting there and they're all out there lifting hard and during our little camp that we had over the summer. And it was just great to see that. And, we've been through a lot. One of these practices, I can't remember which week it was, but it was Altamont, actually. We had some tough practices where we ran a lot, and I feel like everybody just bonded and got closer knit during that.
So I'm a Midwest guy. You can't bring out the Midwest without me asking. So Wisconsin, what are your thoughts? Why were you there?
So I was up there to see my mom over the summer, and I love Wisconsin. It's a nice place to be. Get to hang out with my friends. I pretty much went to the beach because I live up in on Lake Michigan, so it was beach every day. Lift weights and then talk to girls and stuff like that. It was awesome.
Yeah, Lake Michigan's incredible. So what do you want to see for yourself the rest of your senior year, academics-wise and athletics-wise?
Athletically, I feel like what we should do is we should win the state championship, and I feel like we should win it dominantly because I felt like that Monticello game wasn't the best performance from us. I felt like we could do a lot better for that. Academically, I feel like I'm going to take a lot of bridge and line classes, see how that goes out. Maybe a few college, but yeah.
So outside of being royalty and chasing girls along Lake Michigan, what else should the world know about Jack Bell?
Well, I love lifting weights, man. I'm thinking after school, I'm going to try to do a little bit of bodybuilding or something like that, and maybe open up a gym in the future. That would be one of my main goals I'd love to do.
We want to thank Jack Bell for being a part of this week's T7 Standout Student of the Week, T7 Propane Standout Student of the Week interview on the Summit Pizza pregame show. When we come back, we'll hear from head coach of the Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team, Danelle Wasden, as you're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
When you have an emergency, choose Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Open 24/7, the professional emergency room staff is trained for trauma, medical, cardiac, pediatric, orthopedic, and obstetric emergencies. Bear Lake Memorial is a critical access level 3 trauma center, offering immediate access to radiology, lab services, surgery, and internal medicine consults. The ER teams are well-trained professionals who are ready to act. When you have an emergency, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the most caring hospital on earth.
The team at T7 Propane in Woodruff is always cheering for the Rich Rebels, in sports, in the classroom, and in life. For quality professional propane service, call T7 Propane in Woodruff, 435-793-4208. When you're hungry for an amazing breakfast, just like Grandma used to make, visit our bakery on Main Street in Randolph. We hand make fresh pastries for you to enjoy. Supporting the Rich Rebels and thanking you for your business, visit our bakery today.
Ready is committed to providing superior services to our customers by requiring individual accountability for excellence in quality, safety, and dependability. We are a growing company that is currently hiring across Wyoming, Colorado, Texas, Nevada, Idaho, and elsewhere. Our valued team members receive competitive wages, full benefits, and weekly pay. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
The best trips away from home always come when you know you're among friends. This is Coulter Patterson, General Manager at the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper, Wyoming. I invite you to stay with us every time you're here. We've got the absolute best staff. Lots of our team members have been working together for years, and we feel like we're a happy family. I guarantee you'll feel that when you come stay with us. We're always glad that you choose the Come On In, and we'll do everything to make your stay comfortable and relaxing. The Come On In Hotel and Suites is the best place to stay because we have the best staff in Casper. Come on in today.
When participating in sports, there's always a lot to talk about performing at the top of your game. I'd like to expand on that and ask, how about performing at the top of your game in every part of your life? This is Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic. I offer solutions to help improve all aspects of your game called life. Pain management, migraines, allergies, emotional release, nutritional supplements based on blood tests, and improved athletic performance. To help you perform at the top of your game every day, call today to schedule an appointment in Evanston or in Kemmer. Hoover Chiropractic, 307-789-0043.
Success doesn't come by accident. Success requires hard work, perseverance, learning, sacrifice, and believing in yourself. Eddie and Todd Jensen established the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho on these very principles. The students, staff, athletes, and coaches at Rich High School value these same fundamentals in education and activities, in athletics, and in life. Good luck, Rebels, from Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming since 1997.
Welcome back inside the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. Due to the nature of the games being moved up by about nearly a half hour at this point, we're not going to be able to get to the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital Coaches Show, but we want to thank Bear Lake Memorial Hospital for sponsoring our Coaches Show. It's also time for the Summit Pizza Company pregame show. It's time to meet the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team on the Summit Pizza pregame show.
Hi, I'm Casey Wilson. I am going to be a senior this year, and I will be playing varsity setter.
Hi, my name is Matt Jolly. I'm going to be varsity opposite, which is right side, and I'll be a senior.
I'm Janie Valentine. I'm going to be a senior, and I will be a middle blocker on varsity.
My name is Hannah Scott. I'm going to be a senior, and I am playing varsity outside hitter.
Good, it's your girl Violet Taylor, aka V Swizzle, and this year I'll be playing varsity outside.
Hey, I'm Haiti Pugmeyer. I'm going to be a senior, and I'm playing middle blocker on varsity.
Hey, I'm Brinley Hatch. I'm going to be a junior this year, and I play middle blocker.
Hi, I'm Cassie Argyle. I'm going to be a junior this year, and I play outside hitter.
Hi, my name is Leah Peterson, and I'm going to be a sophomore, and I'm playing outside hitter.
Bella Wheeler. I'm a sophomore. I'm probably going to play opposite.
Paige Smith, sophomore, outside hitter.
My name is Tyler Pugmeyer. I'll be a sophomore, and I'm playing middle.
I'm Tess Cornia. I'm a sophomore, and I'm a setter.
I'm Avery Weston. I'm a sophomore, and I play opposite.
I'm Braylon Pugmeyer. I'm a freshman. I'll be playing outside hitter.
I'm Lacey McKinnon, and I'm a freshman, and I'm going to be middle hitter.
I'm Molly Weston, and I'm a freshman, and I'll be playing outside hitter.
I'm Jalen Lutz. I'm going to be a freshman, and I'm a setter.
My name is Lida Taylor. I'm going to be a freshman, and I want to play middle hitter.
My name is Kelsey Heiner. I'm going to be a freshman, and I'm going to be back left.
I'm Chaisley Levitt, and I'm going to be a freshman, and I think I'm going to play JV, in middle hitter.
Welcome back inside the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. Quickly, keys to the game for the Rich Rebels. Start on time. It's real hard when you're in a hotel room to get up, get early, and get ready to go, but the Rebels got to start on time. Now let's meet starting lineups for the Rich Rebels as starting number 41, Hannah Scott, number 40, senior Haiti Pugmeyer. Senior, number 9, Casey Wilson. Senior, number 25, Violet Taylor. Senior, number 21, Janie Walentine. And then senior, number 7, Ava Ellsworth as well in the starting lineup. So I do believe that is the final starter. There are 6 on the floor. We'll meet the Wendover Wildcats starting lineup as they're announced. Unfortunately, due to just how hectic and crazy everything was getting over here, unfortunately, we don't have the lineups beforehand. First starter for the Wendover Wildcats, number 13, Melissa Chavez. Number 4, sophomore Tabby Bateman. Number 9, Millie Hicks. Number 12, Elizabeth Linderos. And number 22, Gabby Delgadillo. To round out the starting lineup is number 10, Cadence Murphy. As we are about ready to go as we move to our live cam. We'll reset the score. That score is still up from yesterday's football game where the Rebels took care of the Thermopolis Bobcats 20-8. As we reset the scoreboard, final bit of ceremonials have been completed as we are about ready to go. An interesting view for today's matchup as we are on the floor. And it's going to be tough to really see that far side on the camera if you're watching online at mylocalradio.com. But it's an interesting view just because it's not real often we're on the floor of a volleyball game. It's a great day for the crowd, Mike, because we'll be able to hear all the conversation on the floor. Which is a player that could be scary, having everyone know what you're saying on the floor. But it's going to be a lot of fun as Hannah Scott has the ball in her hand. Floor official going over last-second rotation checks as the Rebels will serve first, and it will be Scott as Paige Smith, wearing the libero jersey today, will check in for Janie Walentine. Scott approaches the ball, lets it go with the right hand, and we are underway. Dug out in the back row by Delgadillo as they set up near side. That's Linderos, read by the Rebels. Scott's going to push it over as the Wildcats look to set up the attack. Hicks, she attacks middle of the floor, finds Scott as Casey Wilson tries a dump set. Doesn't quite get enough of that one. First point of the game goes to the Wildcats. Cassie Argyle in, Hannah Scott out. as Linderos will serve, right-handed serve over the net, dug out by Smith. As they set up Taylor, left wing, she attacks with the right hand, finds Linderos as they're going to go right back to her. She attacks too far out of bounds across that back line. The Rebels tied up 1-1 as I had that mixed up on the Station on Main scoreboard. Pugmire will serve. If you remember yesterday, if you were at the game or you heard, I think Haiti had 11 straight serves in that second set against the Miners. That one over the net, dug out by the Wildcats. Hicks with an attack, no good, as Taylor punches it over with the left hand. Diving effort to keep it alive by the Wildcats. They push it over. Rebels dig it out. Wallentine, middle of the floor. Her attack, that's blocked at the net. She'll try again. This time, mistimed her jump a little bit as it goes into the net. 2-1 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Smith will check in for Pugmire. It's actually Linderos to serve. Dug out by Argyle. Rebels set up the attack. Taylor left wing with the right hand. That's blocked at the net. Comes back to the Rebel side. Taylor bumps it high in the air where Wallentine tries an attack again. This time goes under the net. 3-1 Wildcats early here on the Station on Main scoreboard. Linderos to serve again. Couple of dribbles. Approaches. Lets it go with the right hand. Ball over. Dug out by Argyle. Rebels set up an attack with Taylor from the left wing. Read nicely in the back row by Linderos. They go middle of the floor. Nice attack there from Delgadillo, read by Smith, who will bump it over from the back line a little too far as that goes out across that back line, and the Rebels trail 4-1 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Linderos to serve again. That serve goes into the net. Rebels cut the deficit to 2 as Wilson will serve. So the Rebels wake up a little bit right here. Ball over. That's off the arms of Delgadillo. Hicks trying to chase it down, bumps it into the crowd. It won't go down as an ace, but it will go down as a point for the Rebels, more importantly, 4-3. On the Station on Main scoreboard is Wilson. Lets it go, right hand. Ball over, dug out by the Wildcats. Wallentine tries a tip at the net. Instead, Hicks attacks, finds the back left corner for the kill. First kill of the contest goes to Millie Hicks, the sophomore from Wendover, as she averages about 1.8 per set. That serve's going to go over the back line out of bounds. Rebels pull back within 1. We'll send Taylor to the line to serve. She'll attack, right hand. Ball over. Dug out in the back row by Hicks. A couple of Wendover's players chase it down as Delgadillo bumps it over. Rebels on the attack. Scott, left wing, right hand. And that is too far out of bounds across that back line. 6-4 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Or actually, the point's going to go to the Rebels, as Rebels will get the point, and they tie it up 5-5. Ball might have been deflected at the net. Give Hannah Scott her first kill of the game, as that serve goes too far out of bounds across the back line. The Wildcats retake the lead, as Scott picks up the first kill of the game for the Rebels. Rebels just need to recalibrate a bit here. Serve is going to go over, out of bounds across the sidelines, as that's coming right towards us. They'll send Smith to the line to serve. Wallentine checks out. Pugmire checks in. Smith lets it go with the right hand, finds Hicks in the back row. They set up. Delgadillo, she attacks, finds Taylor back row, middle of the floor. Rebels look to set up the attack. Taylor from the 10-foot line hammers one home, as Violet Taylor's first kill of the ball game comes from the middle of the back 10-foot line. Rebels go on top 7-6. As the Wildcats were able to get to it, unfortunately, they only got one arm to it. But I think that's a little bit of a surprise sometimes when you watch the Rebels team. I haven't seen them attack much from the 10-foot line, but I really like that change up there with Taylor. Conversation between Casey Wilson and the official. I think that was a necklace that Violet Taylor was wearing was the subject of the conversation. She takes it off. Looks like we're ready to go. As they're waiting, another check on the floor official on the far side, checking with the official scorebook, as the in-house scoreboard has it 7-6 Rebels here in the first set. Checks are done. We are ready to go. Smith with the ball in her hand. Lets it go with the right hand. Dugout back row by Linderos. They set up Delgadillo. She tips it. Diving effort from Paige Smith. Keeps it alive. Rebels will attack with Pugmire. Whistle blows, and we'll get into the net called against the Wildcats. Let's check that out on the Stacey Pair replay. Without that diving effort from Smith, there's no point for the Rebels. What a play there from Paige Smith. Rebels go on top 8-6 as Smith will serve again. Ball over. Dug out by Linderos. They set up near wing as that's number 10, Murphy. Her attack, read by Wilson. Ball goes over as Delgadillo. She attacks. That's off the hands of Pugmire. Ellsworth tried to dive to save it. She plays it under the net. 8-7 on the station on main scoreboard. So the Wildcats will serve. Fortunately, it's hard to see who's serving from my angle. That's Delgadillo. Ball over, dug out by Smith. Rebel set up Ellsworth on the right wing. She attacks. Diving effort by the Wildcats. Keep it alive. Kept it in play. Blocked by Pugmire. That's going to lead to a Rebels point. She won't need an official block, but Pugmire at the net kept that ball on the Wildcats side. They were unable to return it. 9-7 on the station on main scoreboard as Ellsworth will serve. Couple of dribbles with the right hand. Ball over off the net. Dug out by the Wildcats. They're going to push it over as that's going to fall in on the back line as that ball really sunk at the last second as Taylor was letting it go. But it finds that back line. We have a really good view of that back line right there. Wildcats will serve as it's Chavez. Ball over. Dug out by Scott. Rebels on the attack. They go to Scott again. Left wing. Tacks right hand. Too far out of bounds across that back line. And we're tied at 9 here in the first set. Chavez will serve again. She attacks. Dug out by Scott. As Wilson tips it over, and that's going to go for a kill. As Casey Wilson with a quick dump set finds a soft spot in the middle of the defense. Gives Casey her first kill of the game. Rebels on top 10-9 on the station on main scoreboard. Scott with a serve. Dug out in the back row by Delgadillo. Bobcats played over. Rebels set up the attack. Taylor left wing with the right hand as she approaches. That's down as that was deflected at the net. Violet Taylor picks up her second kill of the ball game as she attacked from that left wing. Found that back line in between the back left and back front corners as Natalie Alvarez, the libero, checks in for the Wildcats. Scott serve. Dug out by Delgadillo. As they set up Linderos, left wing, no avail. Pugmire will attack middle of the floor, finds the back row in Bateman. Hicks will attack with that left hand, too far out of bounds across that back line. 12-9 on the station on main scoreboard. Rebels on top by 3. Scott will serve. Ball over, dug out by Delgadillo. Dump set attempt that's blocked by Haiti Pugmire. She read that perfectly. And attack's going to go too far out of bounds across that right sideline. 13-9 on the station on main scoreboard. Rebels go on top by 4. But that's just kind of the force that Pugmire can be at the front of the net. As she read that perfectly, put it back on the Wendover side. Wendover tries to attack again. It goes out of bounds. Dug out in the back row by the Wildcats. Scott will dig it out on the Rebels side. As they set up middle of the floor, Pugmire, she attacks left hand. Off the hands of Alvarez. Running up from Delgadillo to keep it alive. Wildcats live to fight another play. Great play defensively. Taylor from the left wing. She attacks right hand. That finds Bateman in the back row. Hicks will attack for the Wildcats. Scott digs it out. Rebels set up Taylor again. She attacks right hand. Finds the arm of Alvarez as Hicks is able to keep it alive. Bumped over in the back row by Alvarez. Rebels set up Pugmire. She tips it. That's a crafty kill there from Haiti Pugmire. She tipped it to the right wing side where the Wildcat defense had evacuated. Give Haiti her first kill of the game. 14-9 on the station on main scoreboard as Scott will serve. Ball over. Dug out in the back row by Delgadillo. They set up Linderos. She attacks back row. Too far out of bounds across that back line as Linderos attacked from the left wing. 15-9 on the station on main scoreboard with Scott serving again. Ball over. Dug out back row by Delgadillo. As they set up Hicks, middle of the floor. She attacks with the left hand. Finds the hardwood behind the back row of the Rebels. 15-10 on the Station on Main scoreboard, as Millie Hicks has 2 kills here in set number 1. Wildcats will serve. Slenderos, that goes into the net. 16-10 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rebels will send Pugmire to the service line as Wallentyne checks in for Smith. Smith will get a quick breather as the libero. She'll probably be right back in. As Pugmire with a jump serve. That's new to her game, as Delgadillo reads it in the back row. Bumped over by the Wildcats. Ellsworth digs it out. Rebels set up Wallentyne, middle of the floor. That is down as Janie Wallentyne gets a kill off the front row directly to the right, out of bounds. Give Wallentyne her first kill of the game. 17-10 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Pugmire serves again. Delgadillo is able to keep it alive in between the vents and the ceiling. Wendover's able to play it over, but it goes out of bounds, as that was a tough read there for Delgadillo as the ball went up over the air vent and came down on the other side. As when that ball gets in the ceiling like that, it's real tough to play as Pugmire's serve goes into the net. 18-11 on the Station on Main scoreboard. And if Haiti Pugmire is jump serving, which is something she hadn't done yet this year, and served 11 times in a row last week against them, or yesterday against the Miners, that makes it even more impressive. That serve dug out by Smith. Wilson bumps it to the middle where Smith pushes it over. Hicks is there as that was set up on a platter for Millie Hicks, and she buries that one. 3rd kill of the game for Hicks. 18-12 on the Station on Main scoreboard, as Smith was just trying to get that ball over. Unfortunately, it was right at the net. That is every attacker's dream, to get a ball right where it was put for Hicks. Ball over, Rebels dig it out. Taylor attacks on the left wing. That is down as Violet Taylor from the left wing off the top of the tape finds the right wing sideline. Give Violet now 3 kills in the contest as Wilson will serve. 19-12 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Ball over, dug out by Alvarez. They set up Delgadillo right side, and she hammers that one too far across that back line, out of bounds. 20-12 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Wildcats have a couple of players that can really attack the ball well. Delgadillo from the opposite side and Hicks in the middle, as that is too far out of bounds across that back line on the serve. 20-13 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Smith indeed checked back in for Pugmire as Argyle's into the game as well. She gets the dig. Rebel set up. It's on the opposite side for Ellsworth. Plays it over. Dug out in the back row by Delgadillo. She'll have to bump it over. Rebels on the attack. They set up Taylor left wing, right hand. That's a diving effort kept alive by Langeros. Hicks from the back row finds Smith in the Rebels side. Rebels set up the attack. Ellsworth will push it over. Wildcats dig that out back row with Murphy. They attack with Delgadillo, find Wallentyne. Wallentyne will attack middle of the floor. She finds the hardwood as we'll check that out again on the Stacey Repair instant replay. As you can see where Wallentyne placed that ball perfectly. 21-13 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Wallentyne has her 2nd kill of the game. Taylor to serve. Ball over, dug out by Landeros. They go Delgadillo, middle of the floor. She attacks. That one's too far out of bounds across that back line. 22-13 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Taylor will serve. Rebels 3 away. Ball over, dug out by Delgadillo as a dump set is read perfectly by Scott. Rebels play it to Taylor, who bumps it over from the 10-foot line. Delgadillo with the dig on the Wendover side. She attacks. That's off the front line, out of bounds. As Paige Smith went running over for the ball, it lands at the feet of Haiti Pugmire, sitting on that first seat in the bench. Give Delgadillo her first kill of the game. She actually leads this team with 2.9 kills per set and 60 on the season. Make that 61 after that. Serve is dug out by the Rebels to hit up Scott on the left wing. That goes out of bounds across that back line. 22-15 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As Tabby Bateman, the sophomore, will serve from Wendover. Ball over, dug out by Scott. They set up the attack. Ellsworth from the right wing finds the back row, and that's Landeros with the dig as Delgadillo will tip it over that front line. Wilson unable to get there. 22-16 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Delgadillo picks up her 2nd kill of the contest. Back to the line is Bateman. She lets it go with the right hand. Smith with the dig. Rebels set up the attack. Wallenstein, middle of the floor, tips it with the left hand. Good read, diving effort there by Murphy to keep it alive. Rebels will set up another attack. Scott, left wing, that's out of bounds across that back line. 22-17 on the station on main scoreboard. As Bateman back to the line to serve. Ball over, dug out by Smith. Rebels set up the attack. Ellsworth from the opposite side. Off the net, falls in. As we'll check that out on the Stacy's Repair instant replay. Ava Ellsworth caught the top of the net with the attack, but it falls in as she continues the evolution of her game. As we apologize about the replay. Not sure what happened there. 23-17 on the station on main scoreboard. Smith's serve goes over. Hicks digs it out. We'll have to play it over on the third hit as Ellsworth with a reverse bump read well by Hicks. Delgadillo will attack off the arms of Smith, or excuse me, off of Wilson, out of bounds as that's 23-18 on the station on main scoreboard as Delgadillo is woken up here in the latter half of the set. After the kill, Delgadillo will serve. Ball over, or nope, it catches that tape and bounces back. I thought it had enough to get over. Instead, a little bit of a tough break for the Wildcats. That ball is probably about a half-inch higher. That's probably an ace for Delgadillo. Instead, Rebels have set point in the hands of Ava Ellsworth as she lets it go. Dug out by Delgadillo in the back row. Dump set attempt finds the arms of Smith as the Rebels will set up Pugmire middle of the floor off the arms of Bateman as she'll have to reverse bump it on the third hit as Pugmire just reaches up, slaps it back, puts the Wildcat defense in a bit of a bind. They're able to play it out. Ellsworth's going to have to play it over for the Rebels. Dug out by Delgadillo. They set up Landeros as Ellsworth finds that, keeps it alive as Taylor will attack from the back line. Delgadillo with the dig. Wildcats have the ball. Dump set finds the arms of Smith as the Rebels set up Scott on the left wing. She hammers one off the arms of Hicks. Kept alive for the moment by the Wildcats. They play it over out of bounds on the Rebels sideline as the Rebels will take care of set number one, 25-18 on the station on main scoreboard. As you're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com. as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Great signage is an important component to any successful business. It lets your customers know they have arrived at your doors, and it's a constant advertisement of who you are. When you install LED signage, you're taking it one step further. The ability to create color messages that move is an attention grabber. Plus, you can change the message whenever you would like. Make your business stand out with an LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign, providing service, installation, and maintenance on all signage. Rocky Mountain Sign, licensed in Wyoming and Utah. Call today for a quote, 307-789-5202.
Established in 1872, Woodruff, Utah has a long history of good neighbors helping each other succeed. Woodruff was built with hard work, integrity, and a sense of community that can be felt every time you visit. We have always celebrated all students in academics and extracurricular activities, and we cheer on our rich rebels. Woodruff, Utah, a great place to live.
When you're experiencing pain from an injury or pain for an unknown reason, it can negatively impact how you function every day. It's good to know that individually supervised physical therapy is available at Evanston Regional Hospital. From athletes to seniors, we assist patients with personalized treatment plans. We offer a broad range of therapies including cardiac rehab, post-surgical rehab, concussion recovery, and sports rehab. Ask your family doctor if physical therapy is right for you, or call one of our therapy departments directly. Evanston Regional Hospital, helping you get your life back.
Quality is the one thing that you can always count on when you do business with Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. You always get high-quality products and friendly, knowledgeable service at Ellingford's. Stop in today, 199 County Road, Evanston.
At the Evanston Walmart, you'll find all the tools students need to succeed. Our team is committed to providing quality products and an excellent shopping experience. Stop in today, 125 North 2nd Street, Evanston. Walmart. Save money, live better.
The town of Garden City is home to beautiful Bear Lake, where families play together. We welcome you to Garden City and invite you to visit bearlake.org for places to explore and information on upcoming events year-round. The town of Garden City welcomes you as we cheer on the Rich Rebels.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth as the Rebels take care of business 25-18 in set number 1. It is time for set number 2 as we reset the score on the Station on Main scoreboard. Going over some final checks. Wendover will serve first. But let's go over some stats real quick for the Rebels here in set number 1 as Violet Taylor led the way with 3 kills. Janie Wallentyne picked up 2. Hannah Scott, Casey Wilson, and Ava Ellsworth all collected a kill as well. On the Wendover side, Millie Hicks and Gabby Delgadillo both with 3 kills apiece as they are the arbiters, the main arbiters of their attack is who they look to the most when they need a point. As Delgadillo averages 2.9 kills per set, right on her average, and Hicks 1.8 per set, so she's a little above her average. As Wallentyne will check out, Smith will check in. Ball in the hands of Cadence Murphy. Senior lets the serve go with the right hand. Ball over, dug out by Taylor. Rebels set up the attack, going right back to Taylor on the left wing as she attacks with the right hand. That's down as we check that out on the Stacey's Repair instant replay. First point of the set comes off a Violet Taylor kill. 1-0 on Station on Main scoreboard as the Rebels will serve with Pugmire. Her jump serve nearly catches Casey Wilson in the back of the head as it goes into the net. 1-1 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Smith will check in for Pugmire. Serving is Lenderos. Her serve over the net, dug out by Smith. Rebels on the attack. They go right to Taylor. She punches at it with the left hand. Unfortunately, her momentum took her past the ball when it got blocked as it falls in on the Rebels side. Credit Hicks with the block on that. Lenderos will serve again. Ball over, dug out by Smith. Rebels on the attack. Wallentyne middle of the floor. That goes into the net. And the Rebels trail 3-1 on the Station on Main scoreboard here early in set number 2. It's kind of the same place the Rebels were in set 1. Fell behind a little bit early, but they're able to rally, come back, and win the set. As that's an ace for Lenderos as a miscommunication in the back row. 4-1 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Lenderos will serve again. Couple dribbles. Spins the ball in her left hand before she attacks and approaches with the right. Dug out by Argyle. Rebels set up the attack. Taylor left wing. She attacks that with the right hand. That's in on the back line. That's a great attack there from Violet Taylor. Give her her 5th kill in this matchup as that sends Casey Wilson to the line to serve. Ball let go with the right hand. Dug out in the back row by Alvarez. Dump set attempt. Read by the Rebels as that ball goes over the net. Hicks is able to deposit that one on the Rebels side. Millie Hicks, just a sophomore, as she lets the serve go with the left hand into the net. 5-3 on the Station on Main scoreboard as we update that scoreboard. Rebels on top, 1-0, but trail here in set number 2 as Taylor will serve. Ball over with the right hand. Dug out by Delgadillo. Wildcats set up to Delgadillo, middle of the floor. Tip read well by Scott, pushed over by Wilson. Wildcats on the attack. As it's deflected high in the air off of the Murphy attack. Rebels will set up Taylor in the back row. She finds Murphy, back left corner. Delgadillo's going to attack middle of the floor. That's too far out of bounds across that back line. As the Rebels will pick up the point, 5-4 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Taylor will approach with a jump serve, ball over, dug out by Delgadillo. Wildcats set up the attack as that is Chavez that finds Taylor in the back row. Wallentyne will attack for the Rebels. That's going to go too far out of bounds across the right sideline. 6-4 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Wildcats on top as they send. It's hard to see the number, especially with the player with the ponytail, but that looks like that's number 6, Helen Colazzo. Serve over, Rebels dig it out. Scott with the attack. That's off the arms in the back row of Lenderos. Wildcats unable to return it. 6-5 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As checking in is Bateman. She'll replace Colazzo. Smith with the serve, ball over, read by Lenderos. She plays it high into the air where Delgadillo just taps it over. Rebels on the attack. They set up Scott, left wing. She attacks right hand into the net. 7-5 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As the Wildcats get the serve back, Delgadillo will serve. Gets the go-ahead. Couple more dribbles into the approach with a jump serve. Ball over, dug out by Taylor. Rebels set up the attack. Scott, she'll attack from the left wing. That's deflected high in the air. Delgadillo keeps it alive. Diving effort by the Wildcats keeps the play going. Scott will attack again from the left wing. This time she finds the hardwood, as we'll check that out on the Stacey Dupere instant replay. Anna Scott with her second kill of the game, going from the left wing to the right wing side. Good vision there. 7-6 on the Station on Main scoreboard, as Ellsworth will serve. Approaches, lets it go with the right hand, dug out by Delgadillo. Wildcats play it back to the middle of the floor, but Delgadillo has to desperately play it over and is able to do so as Wilson tips it over off the net. A bump attempt hit one of the Wildcat players in the back, but they're able to keep it alive on the Rebels side as Wilson plays it over. Dug out by the Wildcats as Murphy will attack. She finds Taylor. Rebels set up their attack left wing for Scott. She approaches right hand off the hands of Hicks with a good dig as Delgadillo is going to attack from the back line. Smith digs it out on the Rebels side as they go Scott left wing. She approaches off the hands of Hicks as that goes high into the air. Pushed over, Smith with the dig as Rebels set up again. This time Pugmire middle of the floor. That's deflected off the tape. Kept alive by Murphy. As she's going to get an attack as that's going to fall in as Cadence Murphy gets her first kill of the game. 8-6 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Wildcats will serve as it's Chavez. Ball over, dug out by Taylor. Wilson sets up Scott on the left wing. That's off the arms in the back row into the bench. Good effort by, I think that was Murphy to keep it alive. Wildcats play it over. Rebels on the attack. Taylor will attack from the 10-foot line. She finds the arms of Delgadillo back row as Pugmire slaps it back over. Wildcats have it. They push it over to Violet Taylor, middle of the back row. Rebels set up the attack. Scott, she's down the sidelines as that catches number 6. Collazo up high and goes by her as Scott picks up the kill. 8-7 on the Station on Main scoreboard with Scott to serve. Serve goes into the net. 9-7 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Argyle's going to check in for Scott. Murphy will serve as we get a substitution on the Wendover side as Bateman checks in for Collazo. Serve for Murphy, tips the net. Good read there by Pugmire to keep it alive. Rebels set up Taylor on the left wing. That's deflected over as Hicks tries to tap it over, finds the arms of Argyle. Rebels set up the attack to Taylor. Delgadillo digs it out for the Wildcats. Pushed over into the back corner. Diving effort from Smith to try to keep it alive, but it goes out of bounds. 10-7 on the Station on Main scoreboard, as I believe you got to credit Delgadillo with that kill. Murphy will serve again. Lets it go with the right hand. Ball over, dug out by Taylor. Rebels on the attack. They set up Pugmire. She pushes that one into the net. 11-7 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Murphy to serve again. That ball over the net, dug out by Smith. Rebels set up Taylor on the left wing as that is deflected off the tape, down the sideline. Taylor picks up the kill, her 6th. Rebels on top, 11-8, as Pugmire will serve. Pugmire lets it go with the left hand. Delgadillo is able to clean that up. They bump it to Alvarez. Wildcats play it over. Rebels on the attack. Set up Taylor, left wing, right hand. That is too far out of bounds across the back line. 12-8 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Smith will check in for Pugmire. Landeros will serve. Her serve over the net, dug out by Argyle. Rebels set up the attack. Taylor, as she tips it over the front line, that falls in as Violet Taylor with the crafty kill right there. 12-9 on the Station on Main scoreboard as the Rebels senior pulls the Rebels within 3. Wilson to serve. Ball over. Diving effort there from Alvarez. Keeps it alive. Battle at the net as pushed over to the Rebels side. as they set up Taylor, left wing attack. That's hard off the right hand of Taylor, blocked at the net by the Wildcats. Tipped over by Wallenstein as she'll pick up her third kill of the match. Jamie Wallenstein wound up like she was going to attack it hard, slowed down, tips it over that front line in front of the back line. 12-10 on the station on main scoreboard as that serve goes over. Wildcats attack with Lenderos in the back row, dug out by Smith. Rebels go to Taylor, left wing, as she punches it over. We're going to get into the net, called against Violet Taylor, as that will be a point to the Wildcats. 13-10 on the station on main scoreboard here in set number 2. Hicks will serve. Lets it go with the left hand, dug out by Argyle. Rebels set up the attack as Wallenstein's going to bump it over. Wildcats go to Delgadillo off the front line, out of bounds. 14-10 on the station on main scoreboard. Hicks will serve. Ball over, dug out by Argyle. Rebels set up Wallenstein on the outside spot, and she buries it in the back corner as Janie Wallenstein, the great attack there. 14-11 on the station on main scoreboard as Scott will check in for Argyle. As in on that last rally, there was nobody over there on the outside ready to hit. This time, Janie took charge and is rewarded with her 4th kill of the game. Serve over, Rebels get it back as they set up Wallenstein middle of the floor. Why not? She buries it again. Janie Wallenstein back-to-back kills, brings the Rebels back within 2. Taylor to serve. Ball over. It's dug out in the front row by Murphy. Rebels look to set up the attack. They do. Scott from the left wing. It's off the tape into the back row. Dug out by the Wildcats. As Bateman attacks, that hits the net. Read well by Wallenstein. Taylor will attack from the back row. Diving effort by Hicks to no avail. No one else touches it, so Violet Taylor is credited with her 8th kill of the game. 14-13 on the station on main scoreboard with Taylor to the line to serve. Serve over, dug out in the back row by Landeros. As they set up Delgadillo, middle of the floor, deflected. Read well by Taylor. Rebels set up Scott on the left wing. She attacks off the arms of Hicks in the back row. Delgadillo from the left wing. It's going to fall in on the Rebels side as I think Wallenstein got her hands to it. The ball got pinned in between Wallenstein and the net. 15-13 on the station on main scoreboard as credit Delgadillo with her 5th kill of the game. Serve from Bateman. Goes over the net. Rebels dig it out with Scott. As they set up Wallenstein middle of the floor, she tips it over. Read well by Delgadillo. Battle at the net as Wallenstein knocks it down on the Wildcat side. 15-14 on the station on main scoreboard as Janie has 6 kills in the contest right now. Smith will serve, ball over. Dug out by Landeros. There go Delgadillo, who has to backpedal to play it over the net. Rebels dig it out. They set up Scott left wing. That is down on the far sideline. And we're tied at 15. Just a quick race to 10 here in set number 2 as Smith will serve. Page. Sorry about that. 15-15 on the station on main scoreboard. Smith will serve. Goes into the net. 16-15 on the station on main scoreboard as Delgadillo will serve. Couple of dribbles will approach. That right hand, ball over, dug out by Smith. Rebels on the attack. Taylor from the 10-foot line plays it over to Delgadillo. Wildcats set up Landeros. That's deflected as Ellsworth kept it alive, but they're going to call a lift. 17-15 on the station on main scoreboard. Wildcats up by 2 with Delgadillo to the line to serve. Delgadillo serve over, dug out by Scott. Rebels go right back to Scott. She attacks. That's down on the hardwood as Delgadillo tried to kick save right there. Kind of went down awkwardly, but she appears all right as Rebels will serve. Ellsworth, a couple dribbles. Approaches with the right hand, lets it go. Dug out in the back row by Collazo. They set up Linderos on the left wing. That's too far out of bounds across that near sideline. We're tied at 17. Quick race to 8. Ellsworth will serve. Dug out back row by Hicks. Played back to the middle of the floor where the Wildcats bump it over out of bounds as Ava Ellsworth toes the sideline to watch that ball down and out. Rebels pick up the point, 18-17 on the station on main scoreboard. Ellsworth serves, ball over. Nearly an ace. It's deflected high in the air by Murphy over the net. Rebels set up the attack as Scott, her attempt, that's a diving effort in the back row by Collazo, kept alive. Rebels attack again with Scott deflected high in the air for Hicks to dig it out. Wildcats set up as that's that's Linderos. She plays it over. Rebels unable to return it. 18-18 on the station on main scoreboard. This will send Cadence Murphy, the senior, to the line to serve. Or I take that back. That is Chavez. Senior plays it over. Taylor digs it out. Rebels set up Scott left wing. She attacks. That's deflected. Kept alive in the back row by the Wildcats as Delgadillo attacks. That's too far out of bounds across the right wing sideline as the ball comes into your living room. Once again, we are floor level here in Wendover. Scott to serve. Ball over. That's an ace for Hannah Scott. First ace of the contest as that lands between all 6 defenders. Rebels go on top 20-18 on the station on main scoreboard. Scott to serve. She approaches. That tips the net. Dug out in the back row by Collazo. Set up for Linderos. Dug out by Scott. We got a whistle blown. Rebels go into the net. 20-19 on the station on main scoreboard. This time it'll be Cadence Murphy to serve. Argyle checks in for Scott. As Murphy lets it go. Dug out by Smith. Rebels go Taylor left wing as she punches it high in the air. Dug out there by Murphy. They're going to go to Murphy for a 10-foot line attack. That goes, or they're going to say that, Pugmire blocked it because it looked like that went into the net. Ball on the Rebel side. Taylor attacks, finds the hardwood, past the stretched out Delgadillo in the back row. 21-19 on the station on main scoreboard. Give Violet 9 kills here in the contest. 21-19. Rebels looking to salt away set number 2. Pugmire serve goes over. Dug out by Alvarez. Set up for Linderos. Kept over on the side of the Bobcats as that's served up on a golden platter for Violet Taylor to pick up her 10th kill of the game. 22-19 on the station on main scoreboard as a battle at the net left the ball free for Taylor. And if you're going to set up a Rebel in that situation, it's not Violet because she'll finish it just like that. Serve over. Hicks attacks. Off the net. Dug out by Pugmire. Wilson runs over to keep it alive as Taylor bumps it over. Wildcats can set up their attack. They set up Hicks middle of the floor with the left hand. Finds the other lefty on the floor in Pugmire as Wallenstein will attack. Punched high in the air by Murphy in the back row. Linderos tips it over, and that's going to fall in. 22-20 on the station on main scoreboard as Linderos picks up the kill. After the kill, Linderos will go to serve. Rebels check in Smith for Pugmire, and that's going to be an ace for Linderos. 22-21 on the station on main scoreboard. As Linderos will go back to the line to serve. She approaches, right hand, ball over, dug out by Smith. Rebels set up. Taylor, left wing, that is down on the sideline as Violet Taylor picks the near sideline. 23-21, 11 kills in the contest for Taylor as Wilson will serve. Let's go with the right hand. Diving effort from Alvarez, keeps it alive. Played back to the middle where Murphy plays it over. Wilson digs it out. Rebels set up Taylor left wing. She punches at it with the left hand. Kept alive by the Wildcats. Reverse bump. Able to play it over. Argyle with the dig. Rebels set up Taylor left wing, right hand. You can hear that ball through the crowd mic. That's a nice dig in the back row from Linderos. Wildcats play it over. Rebels set up Taylor again, and she punches this one with the left hand. That's deflected high in the air. No one else touches it. 12th kill of the game for Taylor. Puts the score 24-21. Set point in the hands of Wilson. Ball over. Off the arms of Alvarez. Kept alive by the Wildcats as it's bumped over. right to Wilson. They set up middle of the floor for Walentine. She attacks. That's off the hands in the back row of Landeros. They set up Delgadillo, nicely read by Smith. Taylor left wing attack. That's deflected high in the air, and it's going to fall in as Violet Taylor with kill number 13 is really taking over this contest here in set number 2. And that's going to do it for us here in set 2. 25-21, the Rebels win. As you're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KD.
The Hometown Drive-In has been helping families celebrate and create happy memories at beautiful Bear Lake for generations. With amazing burgers, fries, and other Hometown Drive-In favorites, the food is always delicious, and everyone in the family will find something they love. Whenever you're at Bear Lake, make sure you stop. Beautiful blue water and Bear Lake raspberry shakes have been making people smile for generations. Put a smile on your face at the Hometown Drive-In, Bear Lake.
Welcome to the town of Randolph, located in northern Utah. The first group of settlers came from St. Charles, Idaho in March of 1870. We are a town of great extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 degrees in the winter, and we hold the record for the coldest temperature ever recorded in Utah at minus 50 degrees. Randolph is a small, friendly community that strives to preserve our rural heritage and small town feel. Enjoy the feeling each time you visit Randolph. Go Rebels!
Rich School District has a legendary history of student success in the classroom and in other areas. Over 70% of Rich High students are involved in extracurricular activities. Participation in the classroom, on the field, in the gym, or on the stage helps students reach their potential. Working together with students, the community, and an amazing staff, we have the opportunity to build tomorrow's leaders. Rich School District, focusing on success, one student at a time.
The Hometown Drive-In has been helping families celebrate and create happy memories at beautiful Bear Lake for generations. With amazing burgers, fries, and other Hometown Drive-In favorites, the food is always delicious, and everyone in the family will find something they love. Whenever you're at Bear Lake, make sure you stop. Beautiful blue water and Bear Lake raspberry shakes have been making people smile for generations. Put a smile on your face at the Hometown Drive-In, Bear Lake.
Broadcast booth as we get ready for set number 3. Rebels on top 2-0 as they win that last set 25-21, as they have a chance to take care of this one right here, as they will serve first with Scott. A couple last second checks on the floor as floor official checking on the Rebel side now. As Hannah will serve. Smith checks in for Walentine as we are about ready for set number 3 here in Wendover. I'm Aaron Poling. Thank you for joining us here in the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. The Scott serve over, dug out by Delgadillo. Wildcats will push it over to Smith. Rebels set up the attack. Taylor left wing as she runs, floats that one over. Diving effort from Delgadillo keeps it alive. Hicks will attack. That goes into the net. 1-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Scott will serve again. First set so far today, the Rebels have led after the first point. Ball over for Scott. Delgadillo with a nice dig in the back row. Dump set finds Ellsworth. They're going to call that a lift against the Wildcats. Rebels on top 2-0. Scott will serve again. She approaches, jump serve with the right hand. That's over. Dug out by Collazo. Wildcats will push it over with Alvarez as Smith digs it out. That hits the radio speaker, or hits a speaker in the top of the ceiling. That ball ran away from Casey Wilson. She did her best to keep it alive. Rebels play it into the net on the third hit. Tough break for the Rebels as off the dig attempt, that ball clipped one of the speakers in the ceiling. It took a funny bounce. It's kind of the landscape sometimes here in volleyball. You get the ceilings at other gyms that have speakers that are low, as Taylor will attack up the left wing, She finds Murphy. Murphy will attack from the back row, dug out by Smith in the back row for the Rebels, as Taylor will safely bump it over. Delgadillo with the dig. They set up Hicks, middle of the floor. She attacks that left hand that's too far out of bounds across the back line. It is 3-1 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rebels on top as Hicks mistimed her jump just a little bit. I think that caused the miss there as Pugmire will serve. Ball over with the left hand. That finds Delgadillo in the back row. Hicks will attack middle of the floor. She finds Pugmire as Wilson bumps it back to Wallenstein, who attacks that, rides the net and goes out of bounds. A little bit of a tough break there for Janie as that ball hit the tape. It rode the net. Maybe if it goes straight over, it stays in, but it rode it right out of bounds. 4-2 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rebels on top. Smith digs out the Lindero serve. Rebels set up Taylor on the attack. She finds the hardwood right in front of the back row middle defender, as that is now kill number 14 for Violet Taylor. Wilson with a serve. Ball over. Dug out by Delgadillo. They go right back to her on the left wing. She approaches and attacks. That's a real nice attack there from Delgadillo. 5-3 on the Station on Main scoreboard as she attacks down that left wing sideline. She picks up her 6th kill of the game. Hicks will serve. Ball over. That's going to go too far across that back line, out of bounds, as the Rebels have doubled up the Wildcats here in set number 3, 6-3. Taylor will serve. Ball over. That's going to go. That's actually on the back line. It's hard to see over there, but Violet Taylor gets the ace. 7-3 Rebels on the Station on Main scoreboard. Second ace of the game for the Rebels, first for Taylor. She approaches again, ball over. Delgadillo digs this one out as they go right to her. She tips it high over the net, read well by Wilson. As they set up Wallenstein, middle of the floor, fading away, kept alive. As Delgadillo will attack from the back, or excuse me, from the left wing. That deflects off the front row. The Rebels falls in between all 6 defenders. 7-4 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Delgadillo picks up her 7th kill of the game. Bateman will serve. Ball over. Dug out by Scott. Rebels set up Wallenstein middle of the floor. She attacks. That one goes into the net. 7-5 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As Bateman will serve again. Ball over. Dug out by Smith. Rebels set up Scott left wing. She taps that with the left hand. That's going to fall in as Hannah Scott with the crafty kill there. 8-5 on the Station on Main scoreboard as that set was a little out in front of her, but she does a good job making the adjustment and finishing the play. Smith serves, ball over. Dug out in the back row by the Wildcats. Delgadillo from the opposite side attacks, read by the Rebels as Ellsworth punches it over. It's going to be bumped over by Murphy. Rebels on the attack as they set up Taylor, back row, middle of the floor. She finds Hicks in that back right side. They set up Murphy again. This time she tips it over. Read well by Wilson as Scott's going to push it over for the Rebels. Over the head of the back row defender as that falls in. Another kill for Hannah Scott. Give her 5 as she's now the 3rd Rebel with 5 kills in the contest. 9-5 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rob Lapson, if you're listening at home, there's your varied attack as Smith's serve goes into the net. Point to the Wildcats. Substitution on the Wildcats side as Colazzo will check in and Bateman will check out. Delgadillo serve, dug out by Taylor. Rebels set up Scott on the left wing. She attacks. That's off the arms of the back row player, Delgadillo, out of bounds. 10-6 as Scott now has 6 kills. 3rd Rebel with 6 as well. Ellsworth will serve. Ball over. 10-6 on the Station on Main scoreboard as they set up Linderos. The ball doesn't get over. It stays on the Wildcat side. Rebels kept it there a couple of times. Wildcats finally play it over as Rebels set up Scott down the left wing. Read nicely in the back row by Colazzo. Attack from the back row, blocked over to the Wildcat side by Pugmire. Ball over to the Rebels. Scott will attack from the left wing. That's going to find the hardwood in between the back middle and back right defenders. 11-6 on the Station on Main scoreboard. 7 kills for Hannah Scott as Ellsworth will serve. Serve over. Dug out in the back row by Colazzo. Tip attempt finds Wilson. Rebels keep it alive as Smith will play it over from the back row. Wildcats on the attack. They set up Landeros. Diving effort from Taylor keeps it alive. Scott bumps it over. Rebels live to fight another play as the Wildcats set up as looks like they were trying to find Chavez, but it goes into the net, falls in on the Wildcat side. Rebels pick up the point. They've now doubled up the Wildcats 12-6 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Ellsworth to serve. Ball over, dug out by Hicks. They set up Landeros. That's off the arms of Ellsworth. Out of bounds. 12-7 on the Station on Main scoreboard. This sets up Chavez. She'll serve. Ball over, dug out by Scott. Rebels set up Pugmire, middle of the floor. She attacks with the left hand. Delgadillo with a nice dig in the back row. Hicks will attack, middle of the floor, finds Smith. As it's bumped over to Scott, she'll play it over from the 10-foot line on the left wing. That's pushed over by the Wildcats. A lunging effort from Taylor keeps it alive as Pugmire will push it over with the right hand. Delgadillo with the dig. They set up Landeros. That's blocked down onto the Wildcats side by Pugmire. Kept alive as Wilson tries a dump set. Read well by the Wildcats. Pushed over by Murphy. Scott attacks on the left wing. That's too far out of bounds as she nearly takes out the flag official on the far side. 12-8 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Wildcats will serve as it's Murphy. Alvarez, the libero, checks in. Bateman and Collazo check out with Bateman coming in. Ball over. Dug out by Taylor. Rebels set up Scott left wing. She attacks right hand off the arms of Alvarez into the bleachers. Gives Scott her 8th kill of the game. 13-8 on the Station on Main scoreboard as she'll go to the line to serve. That is Scott. She'll approach with a jump serve. Ball over. Dug out by Bateman. Wildcats push it over. Ellsworth digs it out on the back row, right wing side. They set up Scott from the 10-foot line. That's blocked over as Pugmire tries to keep it alive. It's a good catch there by the official in the stand, as that would have gone into the bleachers anyways. 13. Yeah, it was 13-8. Now it's 13-9 on the Station on Main scoreboard as they credited the wrong side in-house. With that point, Rebels dig out the serve. They go Taylor, left wing, attacks right hand. That's off the arms of Landeros, kept alive as Delgadillo attacks. Smith with a dig. Rebels set up Taylor, left wing. She attacks off the arms of Landeros again. They set up Delgadillo again on the left wing. That's off the arms of Argyle, kept alive. Ball over to the Wildcat side as they set up Hicks, middle of the floor. Her fall-away attack finds Ellsworth back row. Rebels set up Pugmire, pushes it with the right hand. Diving effort from Bateman keeps it alive. Rally still going. Rebels have the ball. They set up Taylor, left wing. She attacks down the sideline, off the arm, kept alive by the Wildcats. Hicks unfortunately mishits it into the net. 14-9. Rebels win a well-fought point, as that was an incredible rally. These are two top 5 teams according to the RPI here in Utah. As Pugmire will serve. That goes into the net. 14-10 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Chavez will check in. Alvarez will check out. Hicks will serve. Her serve over the net, dug out by Argyle. As Taylor plays it to the net, Wallenstein bumps it over, excuse me. Wildcat set up Delgadillo, and that's going to fall in right in front of Smith. I think that got deflected at the net. 14-11 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Delgadillo picks up her 8th kill. Rebels front line, they've gotten their hands to quite a few attacks from this Wildcat side. Diving effort from Taylor keeps it alive. That's going to go out of bounds on the right wing side. Credit Hicks with an ace. Hicks will serve again. 14-12 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Serve over, dug out by Argyle. Rebels set up Taylor on the left wing. She attacks right hand, deflected high in the air as Landeros gets underneath it. Delgadillo will attack, pushes it with that right hand. That falls in. 14-13 on the Station on Main scoreboard as the Wildcats have pulled within 1. Wildcats thought that was kept alive. They kept playing for a second, but I think that was more just Cassie Argyle shoving the ball over. Hicks to serve. Ball over, dug out by Argyle. as they set up Taylor, left wing. She pushes down the sideline, finds the hands of Murphy, as Murphy will attack from the back row. That's too far out of bounds across that back line. 15-13 on the station on main scoreboard as Wilson will serve. Serve over, as that's in on the back line. Casey Wilson with the ace. That's her first of the contest. She'll go right back to the line to serve. 16-13. Ball over. Dug out by Hicks into the bench as number 4 Bateman gets her arm to it. No second ace for Wilson, but more importantly, point for the Rebels. 17-13 on the station on main scoreboard. Serve over. Trying to find that far sideline, out of bounds as Hicks watches it go by. 17-14 on the station on main scoreboard as Bateman will serve. Serve over, dug out by Smith. Rebels set up Taylor on the opposite side. She attacks, finds the back line as the Rebels with a little bit of a wrinkle there as they put Taylor on the opposite side. They set her up. As she'll now serve. She picks up her 15th kill by my count. Her serve over the net, dug out by Murphy. They're going to go to Murphy on the left wing, deflected high in the air as Taylor settles underneath it. Wilson and Ellsworth ran into each other, so as Casey tried to bump the ball, it kind of just fell flat. Luckily, Casey's all right because she kind of took a little tumble there. 18-15 on the station on main scoreboard. Delgadillo will serve. Right hand jump serve over, dug out by Taylor. As they play it back to the middle of the floor for Smith. It's a good attack from Smith. That's going to fall in after a couple of hits as Paige Smith puts that ball right in front of the back row. A diving effort on that far side from, I believe, Bateman. Or no, that's Colazzo. Couldn't keep it alive. Rebels pick up the point, 19-15. Serve over, dug out by Delgadillo. They go to the middle of the floor where it's pushed over by Murphy. Taylor with the dig. Rebels set up Scott on the left wing. She attacks with that right hand. That's off the arms of Delgadillo. Set up for Linderos as Scott's able to dig that out. A little self-defense there for Hannah. She gets the attack on the left wing. Hicks digs it out. Set up Linderos as she pushes it. Diving up from Scott keeps it alive as Pugmire will attack. Delgadillo with the dig. Dump set finds Taylor in the back row. They're actually going to call it a lift. 20-15 on the station on main scoreboard. Rebels 5 points away from the victory. Smith back to the line to serve. Ball over. Kept alive by Colazzo. Pushed over by Delgadillo. Smith with the dig as Wilson was trying to keep it out of the net, trying to find Scott at the same time. Little miscommunication there for the Rebels. 20-16 on the station on main scoreboard. As it will be the Wildcats to serve with Chavez. Ball over, dug out by Scott. As they set up Scott left wing, she attacks. That finds the hardwood. Hannah Scott picks up her 9th kill of the contest. 21-16 on the station on main scoreboard as Ellsworth will serve. Couple of dribbles. Ball in the left hand. Lets it go with the right hand. Ball over. Dug out by Alvarez. As a dump set attempt coming for us. That goes underneath us. As you got to protect the camera at all costs. That goes out of bounds. 22-16 as Ellsworth will serve. Ball over. Goes into the net. 22-17 on the station on main scoreboard. Wildcats will send Murphy to the line to serve. Bateman comes in for Colazzo. Ball over, dug out by Scott. Rebels on the attack. They go Pugmire, middle of the floor, trying to find that near side, or excuse me, that far sideline goes out of bounds. 22-18 on the station on main scoreboard. As Murphy will serve again. Ball over, dug out by Scott. Rebels set up Scott left wing. She attacks. That's off the arms of Alvarez to the back wall as Hannah Scott now has double-digit kills. As she has 10. 23-18 on the station on main scoreboard. Going to the line to serve. That serve goes into the net. 23-19 on the station on main scoreboard as Argyle's going to check in. Lenderos will serve. 23-19 as Lenderos' serve over the net, dug out by Smith. As the Rebels set up Taylor, she attacks. That's too far out of bounds across that back line. 23-20 on the station on main scoreboard. Rebels still 2 points away as Lenderos will serve. Ball over, dug out by Pugmire. Rebels go Taylor left wing. She attacks. That's off the arms of Alvarez. Kept alive as Hicks dumps it over. Argyle with the dig. Taylor left wing, right hand attack. That's off the arms. High into the air to the back wall as Violet Taylor gets her 16th kill of the game. 24-20 on the station on main scoreboard as Pugmire holds match point in her hands. She attacks. Left-handed jump serve goes into the net. The Rebels want to win this one in 3 sets. They're going to have to do it on the return as Smith will check in for Pugmire. Hicks will serve. Serve over, dug out by Taylor. Rebels set up the attack. Taylor, right hand, that's deflected high into the air, over the bench, out of play as the Rebels win this one 25-21 here in set number 3. Let's check out that final kill on the Stacey's Repair instant replay as the Rebels set up Taylor, and that ball is deflected high over the bench as Taylor now has 17 kills to finish this matchup as the Rebels take care of business. They win in 3 sets. When we come back, we'll have your Independent Software Solutions postgame show as you are watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Buying or selling real estate can be fun, especially when you have a realtor that's working hard on your behalf. Gary McKee and the team at Bear Lake Realty have unparalleled industry knowledge, experience, and local expertise. The team at Bear Lake Realty will work to get you the best price. Whatever you're looking for, buying or selling, residential, commercial, year-round living, half shares, quarter shares, or income property, hire the best real estate company, Bear Lake Realty. Log on today, bearlakerealty.com.
Bear Lake Fan Cam featuring plenty of the Rebels players as they come over and they wave hi. When we come back, we'll have the Independent Software Solutions postgame show. You're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com. More from the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth after this.
Whether you're recovering from an injury, just had surgery, or you're dealing with a chronic condition, Evanston Regional Hospital Physical Therapy will help you every step of the way to reach your goals and get back to doing what you love. In addition to the top-of-the-line facilities, we are the only physical therapy clinic in Southwest Wyoming with a full-size therapy pool and spa for aquatic-based treatment. Call today to schedule an appointment. Evanston Regional Hospital, helping you get your life back.
Dealing with computer problems can be frustrating and make you wish for your own personal IT guy. Now, everyone can afford an IT guy. Independent Software Solutions has served customers in Wyoming and Utah for over 20 years. We develop software, handle system and network administration, repair personal and business computers, and sell accessories. Independent Software Solutions is your one-stop computer business solution. Call today, 307-789-1978. Let Independent Software Solutions be your IT guy.
Great signage is an important component to any successful business. It lets your customers know they have arrived at your doors, and it's a constant advertisement of who you are. When you install LED signage, you're taking it one step further. The ability to create color messages that move is an attention grabber. Plus, you can change the message whenever you would like. Make your business stand out with an LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign, providing service, installation, and maintenance on all signage. Rocky Mountain Sign, licensed in Wyoming and Utah. Call today for a quote, 307-789-5202.
When participating in sports, there's always a lot to talk about performing at the top of your game. I'd like to expand on that and ask, how about performing at the top of your game in every part of your life? This is Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic. I offer solutions to help improve all aspects of your game called life. Pain management, migraines, allergies, emotional release, nutritional supplements based on blood tests, and improved athletic performance. To help you perform at the top of your game every day, call today to schedule an appointment in Evanston or in Kemmer. Hoover Chiropractic, 307-789-0043.
This presentation on mylocalradio.com is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. With over 3 decades of experience, Dr. Todd Hoover can help you with all the chiropractic work you need, plus x-rays, blood work, a weight loss program, and can help you get rid of allergies and migraines. Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic in Evanston.
Fast, fresh, delicious. 3 words that describe your experience every time you enjoy a delicious meal with Jimmy John's. Utilizing the freshest ingredients, home-baked bread, and professional sandwich building skills, the team at Jimmy John's always delivers a mouth-watering sandwich to satisfy any hunger. Jimmy John's. Freaky fast, freaky fresh. Visit any of our locations today in Evanston, Rock Springs, Sheridan, and Gillette.
The Les Schwab Plains Titles broadcast booth, it is time for your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap on the Independent Software Solutions postgame show. Rebels take care of business 25-18, 25-21, 25-21, and they win in 3 sets. This was a battle between the number 3 and the number 4 teams in the RPI, as the Rebels win in a sweep. As this is a very good Wendover team. Their only other in-region loss comes to a Manila team, who I think Manila is a very solid team as well. As there's a lot of good volleyball in this region, Rebels take care in 3 sets. As when we come back, we will have some post-game highlights for you as you're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Established in 1872, Woodruff, Utah has a long history of good neighbors helping each other succeed. Woodruff was built with hard work, integrity, and a sense of community that can be felt every time you visit. We have always celebrated all students in academics and extracurricular activities, and we cheer on our Rich Rebels. Woodruff, Utah, a great place to live.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ, as it is time for the Independent Software Solutions, it's time for the Town of Woodruff post-match highlights on the Independent Software Solutions post-game show. And for that, we'll start on the Rebels side. Leading the way is Violet Taylor with 17 kills, followed by Hannah Scott, who had double digits with 10. Janie Wallenstein pours in 6 to go along with Casey Wilson, Ava Ellsworth, Haiti Pugmire, all joining in on the attack with a kill apiece. Rebels have 3 aces. They belong to Wilson, Taylor, and Scott. On the Wendover side, leading the way, Gabby Delgadillo with 8 kills. Millie Hicks with 5. Linderos with 2. Lone ace of the game goes to Hicks on the Wendover side. I think that's wrong. I think Delgadillo got one at the very end as well. As those are your Town of Woodruff post-match highlights on the Independent Software Solutions post-game show. We come back, we'll have your precision play of the game as well as your player of the game. You're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Precision, the quality, condition, or fact of being exact and accurate.
Precision is important. Scoring the next point, making the perfect shot, getting the best score. And when you think of your dentist, you want precision to be the first word that comes to mind. That's why patients are so pleased with Dr. McKay Frankum. He provides precision family dentistry at reasonable prices to every patient. Dr. McKay Frankum, call today for an appointment.
Call Dr. McKay Frankum at 789-8910.
Broadcast booth. It is time for your Precision Play of the Game, brought to you by Dr. McKay Frankum. Let's go ahead and check that out on the Station Fair Instant Replay. As we give it to Violet Taylor on the final kill of the game, as she blows that one off the front line, of the Wildcats. As we go back to our post-game show, that is your Dr. McKay Frankum Precision Play of the Game on the Independent Software Solutions post-game show. When we come back, we'll have a calendar update for you, as well as your Crawford Trough Player of the Game.
Whether you're having a great day or not, food always makes it better. Delicious, fresh-cooked favorites like a juicy cheeseburger, a thick raspberry shake, onion rings, fries, or a River Bridge soda. A grilled chicken wrap always hits the spot. And don't forget twisted ice cream cones. They never disappoint. Add the always friendly and helpful staff at the Crawford Trough, and you've got the perfect recipe for a perfect meal. Something tasty from the Crawford Trough always makes your day better. Stop in today. The Crawford Trough, Randolph.
Dealing with computer problems can be frustrating and make you wish for your own personal IT guy. Now, everyone can afford an IT guy. Independent Software Solutions has served customers in Wyoming and Utah for over 20 years. We develop software, handle system and network administration, repair personal and business computers, and sell accessories. Independent Software Solutions is your one-stop computer business solution. Call today, 307-789-1978. Let Independent Software Solutions be your IT guy.
For your Crawford Trough Player of the Game on the Independent Software Solutions postgame show. I think we're going to have to give it to Violet Taylor, who finishes with 17 kills. Second shout out to Hannah Scott, who finished in double digits as well. But that's a pretty varied attack there from the Rebels that you like to see, that having multiple players be able to finish off plays, as there's quite a few kills for the Rebels this time. Wildcats didn't make a ton of mistakes, as this was a very, very entertaining volleyball game. It went 3 sets, but it's a lot closer than it seems, as this Wildcat team once again comes in 4th in the RPI. Rebels are at 3. It's time for your calendar update, as the Rebels, the volleyball team will play next, as they will take on the North Summit Braves on Thursday, as I do believe that is the breast cancer awareness game, as the Rebels take on the Braves in North Summit. And then on Friday, football team will travel to Lovell to play at 7 p.m. under the lights to play the Lovell Bulldogs. I'm Aaron Poling. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, because without you guys, none of this is possible. Until next time, go Rebels.
The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of MyLocalRadio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC. Thank you for joining us for this sports presentation on MyLocalRadio.com.